Hey guys, with this one right here, we didn't got Simba and Dappy, Glorious. You got Glorious with the Glorious, Simba, Dappy, and just the Glorious. Especially them coming into it. Them ecstasies coming into it with Simba and Dappy, and just the Glorious. Especially the Glorious and everything else. And like I'm seeing something already glorious here because you got Simba and you got Dappy, just them just exed it on, with the glorious.
Really is obvious. The way you're moving is so glorious. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure. Baby girl, it's only us. The way you move, look at that fiesta. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure.
Take that time, ain't never no pressure. Hey, take that time, ain't no pressure. And the whole thing about them, the Simba and the Dappy, bro, the Simba and the Dappy, they have their own kind of thing, going on. Like when it comes to, the positive and coming around the music, they make so much great of they make so much of a great of a music. Like their music is just so grateful. Like they make that type of grateful music, when the whole thing comes into it. Because their music is just so, slasterous, they have a good good critically, like you can call their music so good because it's the nation. It's just the music they make, the nation and everything else.
Take time, you ain't under no pressure. Shorty, I can see in your eyes, you don't waste no time. Said she only here for the night. Boy, shake with you the sweetest side. Said she wanna go hers on mine. So glorious. The way you stepping, girl, I can't get enough. They can't be us. The way we living, no, they envy us. See you vibe, they leave me at the hotel. Yeah, on that low key. I don't know what you done, but I'm falling. Oh, baby, you're my one and my only. My only. Really is obvious. The way you're moving is so glorious. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure. Baby, girl, it's only us. The way you move, look at that feet.
Man, cause it's only yes, hey, and the whole thing like, hey, ain't no pressure. Like, don't feel like it's no pressure towards a thing, and everything else, like, and everything else, especially with the whole thing, like this one right here, I like this one because it just brings so much of a tightnesses, like it's just so much of a it lifts up the brightness and gives away all that, that evilness and it, especially with the whole thing and the whole glitchy.
The way you move, look at that fiesta. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure.
She want me push up on her waistline. No need to rush, I'ma take time. Tryna boss it in Europe, but she a dime boss. Sweet on your mind tight. Time's on man, right? Tryna boss it in Europe, but she a dime boss. I'ma take time. Tryna boss it in Europe, but she a dime boss.
Oh, she ain't trying to rush it. She a timer and the whole like the effects too. The effects is disclosure. Like, hey, those are some disclosure stuff right there. Especially those effects and everything else. Taking real social.
Sweet on your mind tight. Time's on man right now. She tryna come over, but she's too big. 2020 had to get out and lose sleep. Cause of Corona, she be acting like a freak. You can miss me if you're gonna waste my time. You know I don't like bad vibes in my way. She just wanna see the lifestyle. I know you love it. She took the keys and let us off into the hotel. You feel bossy. I don't know what you done, but I'm falling. You're my one, you're my only. So will you hold me down?
Really is obvious. The way you're moving is so glorious. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure. Baby, cause it's only us. The way you move, look at that fiesta. Calm down, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure. So glorious. The way you stepping, girl, I can't get enough. They come.
it's so glorious. The way you step in can't get it can't even get enough. Like, ooh, can't even get enough. Like, shoes, the whole thing, especially with the whole thing. Like, I'm messing with the S1mba and the Dappy, because they the main ones, to give us, all this, they give us this, this nation type of sound, just this whole thing, like when it gives you those vibes where it's like, you feel like you in a safe zone. You feel like, you have that, that power of a safe zone, because it's like the music and everything else is just so, like she like it just feels so amazing, just the way it just goes and everything else, especially the places they shoot it at too, so just and Steez.
Envious. The way we living, no, they envy us. So glorious. The way you stepping, God, I can't get enough. They can't be us. The way we living, no, they envy us. The way you moving is so glorious. Stop. Call now, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure. God, it's only us. The way you move, look at that fiesta. Call now, baby, don't rush. Take time, you ain't under no pressure.
Man, this was a glorious rate. This was a glorious, and they got the bottles too, like we gotta pour up a little bit of the bottles and stuff like that. But hey, the glorious S1mba and Dappy, they didn't came in with the whole thing. Like, I didn't even see how this one was gonna come in, but this whole glorious one, it really had a sunshine to it. Like, it brought a light to it instead of it bringing it. It brought a light to the whole thing, especially with this whole thing, because this really opens up and it brings a light instead of having a shadow. But you got the glorious S1mba and Dappy. Boy, you got the whole thing, coming into this one and everything else, especially with the glorious. And then they had the bottles too, so they had a pour up one for for this one right here, the glorious. But I'm messing with this most definitely the glorious one and everything else, because this one was all type of extensions, exchange to it, everything. But glorious, S1mba, and Dappy, especially with just so much of a nation one, a positive one, a whole thing. But glorious and everything else, most definitely though. Check this one out and everything else, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Just with this one right here, the whole glorious, and this just this one.